Welcome back once again. It's another vintage day on the Bosch and Roll channel. Eternal Weekend is less than 24 hours away at the time of this recording. I'm still trying to figure out my deck. I've played Paradoxical Outcome and Jeskai Xerox so far this week in preparation. Like I said in my other videos, I'm going to play Xerox or PO. I'm just deciding which archetype and then which flavor. So my Rug Xerox, I actually have two leagues with that, one from this week and one from Gen Con earlier in the summer. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. This is my first foray in recording Jeskai. So like we talked about in the last video, the Xerox archetype, it's meant to just have the blue cantrip cartel here, just draw as many cards as possible, bury your opponents in cards, and then win somehow when they're out of resources and you still have 7 cards in your hand. The Bug, Rug, Jeskai, and Four Color are the four main splits of the archetype. And like I said, today is Jeskai. And the difference between Jeskai and Rug, like what the colors offer, obviously the difference is you have white instead of green mana. But what white offers compared to green? Green, you get Oko and Tarmogoyf, and things like Ancient Grudge and Collector Oof. White, you get Swords to Plowshares, which is an important removal spell because the decks without white, they can't beat like a 4/4. Just like a by beat I mean remove in general, other than bouncing it. Like a Lightning Bolt and Pyroblast are the removal spells in the non-white versions. Swords to Plowshares, clearing out that like 7/7 Stonecoil Serpent, that could be the game changer. That could be what you need. If your opponent has like Mana Gorge or Hydra, once that thing's a 3/3, you can never kill it unless you have Swords to Plowshares. So Swords, obviously, best removal spell in history. I don't need to talk about Plow that much. Lavinia is the lock banger that Azorius gets. Bug gets Leovold, Rug gets Wrenn and 6 to recur Strip Mine or Wasteland, and Azorius gets Lavinia. So all of these decks have some sort of hateful creature that can take over a game on its own. And Lavinia, I believe, is the most powerful on her own. She really messes up what every deck in this format is trying to do. Opponents can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands they control, and whenever an opponent casts a spell for no mana, it gets countered. Vintage is a format full of fast mana, cheating on mana, getting ahead on mana, casting free spells. So obviously Lavinia is just like a laser beam shot straight into the Vintage metagame from Wizards of the Coast. And I think it's a pretty cool card. It's been pretty reasonable. It has not ruined the format. Totally reasonable Vintage card here. And it's a big draw to the deck. The other big draw is Monastery Mentor. Obviously, this creature is restricted. It's insane. It's completely bananas, and it can take over game on its own. If you're getting squeezed out by somebody, you can sneak a mentor in, and then it doesn't matter anymore. If you are ahead, you just bury them. Like the Xerox decks are made to spin their wheels. They're made to just cast 1 mana spells and use those spells to cast another 1 mana spell, and then cast another one. And Mentor, obviously, great card in all Eternal formats. I love it. I'm a Monk token. You know me. Like, this card's great. So those are the big appeals of white. The rest of these cards should look pretty standard. Dreadhorde Arcanist, I should mention, because this deck doesn't have like Oko and Tarmogoyf, you get to have more Dreadhorde Arcanists. This is the deck that is gonna abuse this card the best. There's just not more diverse options. Like you could have a young Pyromancer as one of these Dreadhorde Arcanist spots. I've seen some people do that. This list is just on max Arcanist, and this card is insane. Like it's in the ban conversation in Legacy. Like it might be too good for Legacy. The jury's out on that. And here in Vintage, we have even better spells to cast. So that's the difference here. A big difference is that this deck does not destroy lands. The Rug version, using Ren and 6 to recur Wasteland and Strip Mine and eventually squeeze your opponent out of lands, is a fundamental core of the strategy. Here, this list doesn't even have a Strip Mine. Some lists do have the one Strip Mine, none of them have Wasteland, none of them have a way to recur it anyway. So this list is from the Power 9. He got second place in a challenge recently with this 75, and I'm just going to start with his list because he's smart. So we're going to have to beat everything fair and square. What that means is we probably just scoop it up to Bazaar decks game one, and then the sideboard has to come in clutch. The Ren and 6 versions can actually like Wasteland the Bazaar and then beat them when they have to play fair. This deck can't do that. However, this deck is less likely to get dumpstered by a combo deck because we have like the extra Force of Negation and Daze is in this deck. So there's some push and pull, and some things are better, some things are worse, and this is just a different take on the archetype. So let's get into this and see how it looks. So we're on the draw, and this hand is good. Like I have Force of Will if I need to stay alive or like counter a sphere or something. All right, seems likely that that's going to happen. I could have had turn 1 Narsa with Pyroblast backup if they were a blue deck. I could have Dreadhorde Arcanist and Gataxian Probe with Pyroblast backup. Alright, Foundry Inspector is not the fight I want to fight, because Xerox really struggles with sphere effects. And I believe I'm going to pitch Narset to this Force of Will if I need to force. Alright, so that leaves them with one card in hand, but this can kill my Dreadhorde Arcanist, which I'm not super excited about. It also represents a large amount of burst damage. I'll feel pretty bad if they just like next turn Trinisphere me out, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Sometimes Ravager Shops really does just put aggression on the board with no disruption, and we're going to see what their last card is. Are we dead? Chief of the Foundry. Well, we're not dead, but that's not good news. Yeah, unfortunately we have a Pyroblast here. We drew 2 lands off of the draw step plus probe. So a lot of bricks. We're under some pressure. And Chief of the Foundry coming in hot. God, did they top deck a sphere? Oh no, that might be worse. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm on a 2-turn clock here. I don't think I can win this. Just came out too hot. So like Ancestral Recall off the top is my hope. I guess I have to attack and probe. And another land. Yep. Super dead. Yeah, this hand was really well set up to beat a blue deck, and we just played against an aggro deck instead, and that happens. So Shattering Sprees come in. I want Pithing Needle, I want Plow. I can cut this Pyroblast that rotted in my hand. The Mental Misstep, the Flusterstorm. This list, yeah, there it is, Flusterstorm. And Daze is probably like medium to bad here. Force of Negation is not exciting. Like, their creature strat can just shit all over me. So it's like Force of Negation or Daze. Which one is the cut? Maybe I want Tabernacle to slow them down as well. Alright, so if I cut a Force of Negation and a Daze, I can get a Tabernacle in. Though I have 4 plow, 4 shattering spree. Maybe that's not what I want to be doing. At least not on the play. Yeah, on the play, I'll play my dazes. Oh wait, lightning bolt needs to come in. That can be a daze. All right, yeah, almost missed one. All right. Lots of spot removal. Doing Gitaxian Probe might be worse than Daze. Or Tabernacle could be worse or better than either. Though Tabernacle doesn't make sense. Like I'm thinking like I have Wasteland, but I don't. So like I don't have Null Rod, I don't have Wasteland. That I don't think Tabernacle is what I want to be doing here. Are any of these cards better than Probe? Like I guess Force of Negation at least gives me another out to just not get Trinisphere cheesed out of the game. Yeah, I'll do it like this. All right, this hand is good. I'll keep it. I wish we could turn one this Lavinia, but sometimes dreams are just dreams. But yeah, we have 2 soft answers, the hard counter, and a real threat in the form of Lavinia. If obviously better if we can turn one her, but we can't, and that's okay. Even get to play around Wasteland for 1 turn, not forever. I have the shop again. All right, they cast something I can lightning bolt. Let's see if they have a sphere to follow it up. Yeah, I'll just bolt this before the Ravager comes in and they can eat it. Oh, nice. Gush lets me play around Wasteland or Strip Mine. That was a pretty timely draw. I was also out of both action and land drop, so Gush will refill both. They also can't cast Trinisphere this turn. As long as Lavinia is in play, they can't deploy any more fast mana. They can still cast any creatures they have. Lavinia is only non-creature. And the Shattering Spree at some point is gonna just 2 or 3 for 1 them. Like Shattering Spree is really important in this matchup specifically because Ravager is so good. Like Lightning Bolt, they can just dance around, move their counters, sack for fun and value. But Spree just killing the Ravager and everything it would have eaten. Like so. Phyrexian Revoker. Yeah, I don't care about that. Though that is something the Ravager can eat. Oh, it didn't attack. That's surprisingly honest of them. Yeah, it's a good Gush turn. No land drops, no action. Gush gives you both, like I said. I could Merchant Scroll for Ancestral, but I think this should be a Shattering Spree turn. All right, Swords of Plowshares is going to be great. All right, so I'm going to destroy Foundry Inspector and Ravager. And then I have Plow for the Revoker. I do not want the same targets. And I'm destroying Ravager first. That doesn't really matter because they can just sack it in any order. But yeah. So they're going to end up with a 4/3 Phyrexian Revoker. They even sacked Ravager to itself for style points rather than letting me kill it. No satisfaction. So we know their hand right now is 3 spells because they didn't play a land last turn. We're very close to Treasure Cruise. Just gotta navigate a little longer here. Chief of the Beef. I'm not gonna fight over Chief. If they followed it up with Wasteland, that would hurt a lot, but right now I am pretty comfortable settling into my 1-for-1 removal roll. I just have so much of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still short on Treasure Cruise. So 5, 6, 7. They can put me to 7 this turn, and then next turn I can attack with Arcanist, flashback Shattering Spree, replicate it, and kill their whole board. That sounds pretty good. Wasteland is still bad. Like it is kind of crazy how this like fair and square deck that just hits land drops and draws cards is just so exposed to Wasteland all the time. Arcanist even blocks Chief of the Foundry. Save 2 damage. Not bad. I'm just hoping that their hand is like 2 Moxen and Trinisphere, and it's not like Walking Ballista. This is a Metamorph. So that would probably copy Lavinia. Does it matter what this copies? Like I can plow this. And then get my attack in. Yeah, they can have a Lavinia. Yeah, had it covered. So I can attack with both of my creatures, flashback Shattering Spree, replicate it. And that'll do. So I hope that'll do. And they do still have 3 cards in their hand, but I still have the Force. I can, like Dig and Cruise are on the way here. I have Scroll for Ancestral. They're still under Lavinia. Yeah, this has been really sick. Like Lavinia, they had this Shop Foundry Inspector hand, and the Mox, like that represents so much mana, but not if you are not allowed to cast your 2 mana spells. Like they could have any number of spheres, Trinisphere, Sphere of Resistance, Thorn of Amethyst, Chalice of the Void, Mox, Mana Crypt, like all those could be in their hand right now. Ravagerino. All right, I can plow that. I wonder if that's bait or if they just don't have a better play. All right, that's a big deal. Now I get to scroll for Ancestral and see how it looks. Ancestral Recall. Reload myself here. I got a Ruby. I think I want to bolt this Ravager. So they don't have enough artifacts to sack and save it. And the plow will be better against bigger things later. All right, scooped it up. Yeah, that was a nice one. We did what we were supposed to do. Hit those land drops, defeat the opponent. So I'm not sure if my deck can get better. Like play draw, I already have shaved 1 days. Like short of like bringing in like Containment Priest to like just like ambush block one of their creatures, like, but that's not really the kind of trade I'm looking to make here. Just having 10 point and click removal spells, 1 mana point and click removal spells is so crazy. I think that's what I want to do. I am not sure about Tabernacle. Like it's not good. Like I can see situations where it would end the game immediately. Like if they have like Mishra's Workshop, like 2 shops and no other mana. I don't know. This hand has I can get white and I have the red on the Mox. It's a little awkward with I hope this is Lodestone Golem and not Karn. Alright, Foundry Inspector and Sphere. Alright. We have our first sphere of the match. Hopefully I draw another land. That's not a land. So I can get the island to play around Wasteland, but I don't think that's helpful. Because like island doesn't cast the spells in my hand, so it like barely matters. And getting wasted would be brutal, but I don't think we were in a position to play around it. Yeah, there it is. This Mystic Sanctuary is a beating. This card is so good in the late game when you fetch for it, but so bad when it's just in your hand. So if we draw a fetch land or white source, or just like natural tundra, we're still in it. Oh no, we're not in it. That turns off my Ruby. Yeah, this is the full shopping. So I have to play this embarrassing tapped land now. And then I even lost my red mana for this, so this is pretty bad. Maybe they'll die to their own mana crypt. Not anymore. I'm on a 2-turn clock, and my hand doesn't do anything. So how do I win this game? I have to draw a white land immediately, but then they have Ravager, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I'm just dead. I don't think I ever mulliganed this hand, but it did not work out this time. Woof. Yeah, that is the power of Ravager shops. That's the aggro deck of the format, and they just make you dead sometimes. All right, next round. All right, so we're on the play with a 0-lander. This is not a keepable 0-lander. This one's fine. I'm going to send one of these lands to the bottom. Ooh, found days. Just a little insurance here. Not that I'm excited to like set back my first land drop, but if it means I don't lose the game on the spot, I'll take it. Wow, how savage would it be to just daze that? Oh, there. Looks like outcome. Demonic Tutor. This will probably get Academy. Obviously, I don't know their hand, but Academy or Ancestral are the two things that would make sense to me, unless they already have Ancestral and they're getting forced to make sure it resolves here. So these are the kind of games where it's like I'm a consistent deck. I've chosen to play this like careful, consistent sort of strategy, and then you just get dumpstered by a vintage deck. However, if Lavinia resolves, we could shut down their whole shit. Ooh, if they force this and I get to Daze Force. Oh my god. Whoop. That's pretty nasty. Alright, so they did powerful vintage stuff, and I cast a Hate Bear, and we'll see if it's good enough to win the game all on its own. If I untap with this Pyroblast up, I'm going to actually feel really good about this game. Because of the Pyroblast and the Plow, I can fearlessly attack there. Normally I wouldn't, because getting Lavinia ambushed by Snapcaster Mage is embarrassing. Now we're in the holding pattern. I would like a way to draw some cards. I am ahead, but it's not by much. And I would like to just draw even like a Ponder or like Dreadhorde Arcanist or something to start pulling ahead. If I find Ancestral Recall, I don't think I can ever lose. They found another land, and importantly, a shuffle for their top. So I can cast Dig Through Time now with the fetch land and the Mox. So got some action going. And they can't force the dig because they have because I have Lavinia. They could Red Blast it or Fluster it though. So maybe I should play it a little slower. I don't know. I guess I can't Pyroblast a Flusterstorm or a Pyroblast anyway, so if they have a 1-mana answer, they just have it. So I might as well go for the dig. And I have Daze. Daze is long gone. Its usefulness is long past in this particular match, unfortunately. Looks like they have the Fluster. Oh, Ancestral in response. That's pretty good. Alright, so Force of Will, Preordain, Treasure Cruise. I do want the Force of Will to make sure I don't lose, and I think Preordain is the highest velocity here. Obviously Treasure Cruise draws way more cards, but we can actually cast one of these cards and not the other. That wasn't the Narcid or Dreadhorde Arcanist I was looking for off of that dig, but we found some velocity. Okay, this is really nice. I think I want to... No, Flusterstorm is kind of past its prime here. Dak is good, though. I do have to tap out of red to do this, but having the force is really nice. So I'm going to take one of these. I'm unlikely to be able to turn on Opal, So I'll just take the jet. I'm already effectively constricting their mana with Lavinia, so casting this like frenzy tilling is pretty big. I may or may not have much use for this single black mana. I guess it gets me up to hardcast Force of Will next turn. Mystical Tutor. Toot, toot, toot. That could be a little bit scary, and we'll see. Getting repeal. So they can repeal their own Mox to draw an extra card. Pretty sure I'm not going to fight over repeal. I guess it depends on what they target and how much they tap out. I don't know, it's kind of close. Like I can fight over the repeal. Like if they go for Lavinia, they might be planning to win this turn. If they go for their jet, they might, but bouncing their own jet doesn't even make sense with Lavinia because then you can't even recast it. All right, they are going for Lavinia. All right, let's hope their hand doesn't function. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was right or if I'm supposed to let that happen then fight over the payoff. But being tapped out of Pyroblast is pretty brutal. Ooh, Night's Whisper. What year is it? All right, now I can hold up 2 counter spells. This is gas. I can hard cast the Force of Negation. I don't think I want Force of Will anymore. I'm gonna DAC myself, cash in the Swords to Plowshares and its extra lands. I think Pearl is worse than a land, though I could just have both. I shouldn't have played those out. That was so bad. Those are 2 easy discards for DAC next turn. Like I just, that was loose. I am holding up 2 counters though. Unless they cast Mentor, then I probably lose. I just discarded this plow. The other one's on the bottom of my deck. Teferi. Mental Misstep. All right, what's left when the dust settles? All right, so I'm not gonna fetch. I think now I fetch, because I know Treasure Cruise was at the bottom of my deck. Oh, I have fucking Mystic Sanctuary in my deck. That's why you fetch. Put Dig Through Time on top. Yeah, I should have done that in the upkeep. I just forgot about Dig Through Time for a second. Or forgot about Mystic Sanctuary, which is pretty bad because it's like the reason to play this deck. All right, Pyroblast and Treasure Cruise. I can't cast the Cruise, but I can't cast the Force either. I'll take the cruise. As Dak, oh, I can probably cast it once I reload with Dak. Oh, or I can just kill them with Lightning Bolt. Yeah, so I'm just going to attack and bolt them with Pyroblast back up. All right, Lavinia, coast to coast. They did vintage stuff, but Lavinia was there. So Pyroblast comes in. Having some number of Shattering Spree is actually pretty great, because so much of their mana is tied up in artifacts. I'm going to leave exactly 2 plows in the deck. Don't need Lightning Bolt. I have Plow for the type of creatures they're going to be presenting. Maybe I don't want 3 of these. 2 might be enough. Because I have the one in the main already, and it's not like shops where you want to draw them early and often. I have 1 more card to cut. But all my cards are good. Maybe I just cut the Bolt for Pyroblast, and that's the whole sideboard. Yeah, this deck is pretty well pre-boarded for Paradoxical outcome. Yeah, I think this is fine. I guess I could cut 1 Plow for a Shattering Spree, but so they could have Mentor or Blightsteel as creatures I can't Pyroblast. They probably might have the Sprite Dragon as a sideboard juke, but I can Pyroblast that. Yeah, I'm going to leave 1 Plow in the deck and try to attack their mana with Shattering Spree. And that's just like a sideboard level system. Like, what do I think they have? What do I think they're going to do against me? This Double Force is appealing against this deck, but this hand's not going anywhere. It doesn't draw cards. This one's even worse. All right. Found a good one. Don't need all 3 of these lands. And so the choice I'm making right now is which of these planeswalkers. I'm going to try to play to one of these planeswalkers, and I'm pretty sure it's Narset. So if I'm playing towards Narset, do I bottom Dak and just pitch Force to Force and hope Dak is still in the deck? Or do I bottom Force and pitch Dak to Force and leave a Force in my deck? Like, which card would I rather have in my deck going long? Because I'm going to pitch the other to Force probably. And I think I'd rather have Force in my deck going long. Because they are a combo deck. They're going to have spells I need to counter. So pitching Dak, like Dak is good, but Force of Will is like a huge sigh of relief when you draw it. Dak is just like, okay, good. I have a long-term plan. But I'm playing towards this Narset. Like Black Lotus off the top might be GG. But I don't really play a lot of fast mana. The Xerox decks don't. Ooh, you must have a top. Oh no, just getting that Mana Crypt into play. Down and dirty. That was among my best draws. Not gonna lie. So now they have Mana Crypt in play, and we have double Counterspell. Yeah, take a look at what I got going on over here. Just have a little peek. You're not gonna like it. I've been on the other side of this so many times, and it's just so miserable. Like, all right, they have 5 cards in hand. How bad could it be? And they just have multiple counterspells they can cast. Yeah, they're like, all right, PO. Wait, maybe not. Alright, well, it's destroy this or be destroyed by this. Those are the only choices. Yeah, Teferi is like a functional Cabal therapy in your combo deck. That's pretty great. Well, here's the fight. They have one card left in hand. If it's PO, I could totally still lose this. Or they could just be empty. Let's draw Mox off the top. Cast this Narset. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That is just as good. Yeah, this will deny PO as an option. This denies Tinker as an option. Now they're down here in the dirt with me, but I'm built to play in the dirt and they're not. Lavinia is real good though. Fuck! It's like Mana Source gets me there, but I drew the Mox after I wanted it. And a bottom scroll, top Tundra. I want to get this Narset into play. Dreadhorde Arcanist, not helpful in the face of Lavinia. An Arcanist blocks Lavinia though, so at least it'll take the clock off. Yikes. None of those are helpful. Just 2 uncastable spells in the face of Lavinia. Though, getting Arcanist in play to block Lavinia from killing Narset is a big deal. Ooh. I can also just kill Lavinia. So I'm going to play my Arcanist first, and I'll decide what I want to do with this Pyroblast later. Like, if they suddenly find a way to just go off this turn, I would prefer that I didn't just blast Lavinia. But if they do nothing, I'll just blast Lavinia. And if I can remove Lavinia here, I think we're just going to run away with this game. I just get to preordain. Narset's still in play. I'm holding up Force. So we'll see how this goes. Wow, Force of Will pitching Tinker. Yeah, I'll take that deal. Ugh. God, having 4 Pyroblast in your deck is fucked. This card is so good. Do you have Mental Misstep also? Swords to Plowshares, crawling in my skin. Alright. Well, at least now that Lavinia is gone, I can get this into play. Now I'm holding Force of Negation. I'm gonna force their top. Oh, they didn't even replay the top. Interesting. Why not? That's a good one. Alright, I think I want, I definitely want Preordain. That's the highest velocity one. And Ponder gets the most looks without a shuffle. So I'm going to Preordain first. I'll keep the Preordain. I just want to keep this velocity going. Hold on to a blue card for my Force. Hello, hello. Yeah, now they're in the pinch. We drew Lavinia. Yeah, they're just going to concede here, and I don't blame them. Way ahead. Yeah, this deck is pretty much tailor-made to rip apart Paradoxical Outcome, and that's what we just did. Pretty textbook clinic on that one. All right, we're on the draw here. This hand is wild. Like, I have force, so I don't die. I think if this Mox was red or blue, this would be a slam dunk. It's pretty risky as is, though. I'm going to keep it for science. Like, I could turn one Lavinia with Force and Flusterstorm backup, and that does just beat some number of decks. And if I draw a land, I can also cast Dreadhorde Arcanist. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is the worst. I want to pitch dig. I don't want to pitch dig, but I'm going to need the Flusterstorm because this hand is non-functional. Okay, sweet. So now I can cast Lavinia. Like, I could make red for Dreadhorde Arcanist, but that's not actually going anywhere. If they force this, though, like, I think if they had force, they would have fought over their Lavinia. I'm not. I don't know. It's so close. All right, I'll let them get their Ancestral Recall, and then I'll counter that. Always feels bad to use a Black Lotus for 1 mana. The old, very expensive Lotus Petal. But I think under these circumstances, I'm glad I didn't put Arcanist into play yet. Though now I need some red before they dig out of this. Yeah, this is probably a mirror. They might be Underworld Breach. Underworld Breach looks exactly like Jeskai Xerox until they kill you with Underworld Breach in the mid game. They just counter spells and draw cards, and then they just have a combo finish instead of creatures. My kingdom for red mana. Oh no, that's bad. Flusterstorm. Alright, so I can draw red mana right now and still kill this Narset. That's not what I wanted. At least I can make sure Narset doesn't get a second hit. I mean, having a creature to actually pressure Narset is so big. Not every deck can do that. Damn it. This fucking red card sitting in my hand over here. I mean, this is all a cascade of the keep that I kept. Like, I kept a hand that was susceptible to this sort of thing, so it's not like, woe is me. What did I do to deserve this? I kept this hand, is what I did to deserve this. Shit. I mean, as much as that sucks, I'm still, like, fine if I draw a volcanic island. Great. Now that I'm out of blue sources. Because that was never going to resolve anyway. Yeah, we had that explosive start, but couldn't follow up. They are showing us why consistency is more important than power a lot of the time. Snapcaster Mage. That can get Ancestral. Alright, I guess I'll plow Snapcaster in response to Ancestral. Alright. I'm not convinced I would have misstepped that, but alright. Guess I don't know what's in their hand. Alright, let's have a peek. Fluster, Force, Mox. Alright, so their hand is pretty bad. Even after all of that, those extra cards drawn. But here we are, still rotting away with a fistful of red spells. And here comes the third Ancestor Recall. Oh wait, they're getting Mystical Tutor. Oh right, they snapped the Ancestral. They can't get it because it's in exile. Yeah, so Mystical Tutor's in their hand. Alright, I'm over it. That was a lot of draw steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 red sources and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red cards. Yeah. We caught the back end of the math on that one, but I still could have mulliganed that hand, probably should have. Now we get to play a scrappy little blue mirror, Xerox mirror. I definitely want all of those. Force of Will might be less important. These 2-for-1s over. This is going to be a long game where every card matters. I can keep this. Show me your secrets. All right, what do they got? They have Lavinia, Plow, Probe, and a Force. So Lavinia is not going to resolve. They can't Force of Negation on their own turn, and I have multiple answers to that. So they're in a very similar position to me. They have a bunch of answers, bunch of conditional answers, and no real threats. And we'll just see who draws the cantrips first. I'm also going to use Lightning Bolt on Lavinia, not Pyroblast. Like if they go for Lavinia here, I'm going to let it resolve and bolt it, because Pyroblast can fight over Ancestral Recall, and Lightning Bolt cannot, and that's going to matter in this game. All right, now my plan is to Plow Lavinia, because Lightning Bolt can hit Planeswalkers and Plow can't, so we're just assessing the pyramid here of what can do what. So there's their Strip Mine. They have one of those and I don't. It came in clutch last game. It barely matters this game. Like, I don't have double red. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this one is different. So they have these cards that I know about. I'm going to hold off on the DAC. I'm going to keep playing reactive. I think I could get a 2-for-1 right now off Force of Negation if I go for the DAC. But I could do that next turn. Like, if I draw a mana source, I could do it with backup. It turns out that Strip Mine actually was pretty punishing because it meant I couldn't DAC with Pyroblast backup. But that's just like a one-turn thing. I don't know if that's going to be really important going long. I guess it also means I can't Mystic Sanctuary because that was my third island. Yeah, so there's some stuff at play here. I didn't know about Volk. So I know 5 of the 6 cards in their hand right now. A second DAC, that's pretty nice. So I can just play the first one, let it get countered. And follow up with the second one. They can hardcast Force of Negation here, which is a little bit lame, but just working through that. I was gonna have to go to discard anyway. Like, discarding Swords to Plowshares to fuel my dig through time isn't the worst thing that's ever happened, but I don't want to do it either. So the coast is clear for them to stick Lavinia, though they know that I have all sorts of answers to her. A bad problem would be if they go Lavinia as defense grid and then also stick like Narset behind her. So there's Lavinia. Like if they have a follow-up like Ancestral Recall or Narset or something. All right, it looks like she's just in. That's fine. I have a couple answers in hand. Just I'm sitting on just 5 answers to Lavinia. Yeah, that's Strip Mine. Actually a big deal. Though if you look, they have a ton of mana to my not ton of mana, but I have 7 cards in hand to their 4. Ugh, didn't need that at all. I am just going to go to end step and discard a Plow here. Fuel up a dig. I'm not going to tap out for DAC against the 4 red blast deck. Oh my god. There's cantrips in my deck? I didn't even know. So I think Gush here would be really reckless. Let's see. So if I cast Gush, I'll have 11 cards in hand. And I can make my land drop. All right, I'm going to keep the Gush, but I'm not going to cast it this turn. I think I'm just going to discard another Plow. Like because I tapped the island, I would have to Gush, like float 2, Gush, make my land drop to get to 3. Next turn I can get to 4 mana that way and play the deck with Pyroblast backup. I could also just hold on to dig for now. No, I'm going to go for the Gush here. I think there's a good chance that DAC happens this turn. So I have many Pyroblasts if they have a counter spell for this. If they red blast it, I could force pitching Preordain, Snapcaster Mage. That gets red blasted. Flusterstorm my Pyroblast. And I'll force this Snapcaster Mage. I'm going to pitch Preordain because Dig is obviously just great. Yeah, that resolved pretty quick. And is Dak in there? All right, Dak's in there. I'm going to get my mana here. All right, that went pretty well. Gush is a hard card to cast optimally, but if you pick your spots, it's insane. Obviously, it's just like, it's draw 2 cards for free and sometimes also makes mana. All right, Dak myself. Now I'm in a spot where I have plenty of lands to discard. Yeah, now I can just hold my horses. I have the Mystic Sanctuary, and that can rebuy Gush, then Gush picks up Mystic Sanctuary. So my end game is on lock here. I just have to make it that long. Mental Misstep. Oh, I'll dig in response to this Dak. Wow, that was not a great dig. Time Walk's good, and I think Preordain is better than Brainstorm in this spot. All right, well, they get their Dak, unfortunately. I can Bolt Dak, though. They'll probably... I guess it depends if they try to steal their Ruby back, or if they plus immediately. I mean, right now we're both just sort of jockeying to find Mentor and shut the door. All right, yeah, they plussed immediately. A fine decision. All right, so I'm not ready to cash in my Sanctuary yet. Or am I? Like, I could Sanctuary, put Dig on top, plus stack, then Dig, maybe find Mentor. Oh, I'm not sure if I need to do all that yet. Fuck it. No, I'll just put Gush on top and set up the engine. All right, found Mentor. I'm not going to need this plow anymore, and my hand has Gush in it, so I'm not going to need this land. So I am not ready to fight a counter war, and Mentor is everything. So I'm going to get set up. All right, yeah, that counts. All right, there's Mentor. All right, so Flusterstorm right here is good. I'll get a trigger now. Oh no. Did they just have plow or bolt? Oh, nope. They were just fetching for some reason. All right, well, I think I should have waited a turn on this mentor fight because now they can DAC and dig for an answer, and then this monk has to win the game. And monk totally can win the game on its own. Like that is a thing that a monk can do. Fuck. Bad times. Now they can get Mystic Sanctuary plus DAC, Ancestral themselves. All right. I may have fucked that up. Got impatient, jammed my mentor. All right, I can beat Lavinia. Like, obviously, if I had a counterspell, I would have done it already. All right, so they tap pretty low. They would need, like, land plus removal spell to clear my monk. Well, I fucked this one up. They still have Mentor in their deck, and I don't. And what are even my win conditions now? Am I going to have to attack for 1 with Dreadhorde Arcanist a bunch of times? Yep. Dreadhorde Arcanist, a Snapcaster Mage, that's all that's left over here. Preordain, or I'm gonna ponder. All right, so I don't actually have any good lines here, as my mana is the wrong colors. Like, I can't cast anything with backup. I'll just kill Dak. I'm not gonna time walk until I have a threat in play, because every damage matters. I should not have run that Lotus out there. Yeah, so if they find Gush and pick up their Mystic Sanctuary, I'm in trouble. All right, Daze, what do you do? Sanctuary can rebuy one of my counter spells. Can also rebuy the Gush. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Let's see if Lavinia sticks. Yeah, I could have done all of this so much better. Now I'm just like cascading mistakes. Try to tighten up here. Ancestral, finally. I'm not going to cast it now because there's no reason to. I'll just end up discarding all the cards. Narset play is pretty nice. I'm way behind on clock as well as board. So all of that is bad. I might end up decking myself before I can actually win this game. Yeah, this is where a young pyromancer would be a huge deal over just the mono Dreadhorde Arcanist. Just a backup mini mentor. Like I'd feel like I can't lose this game if... What the fuck? I'm so stupid. I have Narset in play. Just knee-jerk reaction. We both just... Fuck that. I'm an idiot. Unbelievable how bad I'm playing this game. All right. Tighten up. Shut up, tighten up. I'm going to put Dig Through Time on top. Use the ability. Narset, help me out. I'll get that dig. Then I'm going to play Arcanist. I'm still going to hold on to my Time Walk. All right, very interested in finding Lavinia. I know I just put my second copy on the bottom of the deck. All right, tap out, let's go. Can't believe I countered that fucking Treasure Cruise last turn. I didn't need that Force of Will. I promise I play better when I'm not recording. That's why I don't record Eternal Weekend. It's too important. All right, so I'm gonna Ponder and Lightning Bolt. Pretty sure I can get this game over in time. It's just... Yeah, the Snapcaster is a big deal. So now I can Time Walk, Snap Time Walk. I don't want that Mental Misstep that's on top of my deck. I do want that Lightning Bolt that is in there somewhere. All right, Lavinia puts lethal on board. And they're already dead, so like I have a second Time Walk turn coming here. Yeah, I'm just playing for a clock at this point, like making a lot of fast decisions. Obviously, it's better to keep drawing, but like, a comedy of errors that game, but I managed to win despite myself. Now let's see if I can win another game in 9 minutes. It can be done. I wonder if that Treasure Cruise was just like a masterful bait, or if we were both just idiots. All right. I have Ancestral Recall this game. I think I want to bottom the island. So if they have Lavinia, I can plow it and then try to execute my turn. All right, so they don't have Lavinia, unless they have Mox Lavinia. Shit. Well, turn 1 Narset in the mirror is pretty good. If we draw a red land, or I'm holding Black Lotus, that makes red. So it doesn't really matter. We're good. Red, red, red. Blast this. Sucks that I have to Flusterstorm, but is what it is. I just actually can't beat Lavinia. Or Narset, whatever that name is. Alright. That was scary, but here we are. Ooh. I don't like jamming my Ancestral into all their obvious counterspells. Like, I don't know how long I can dance around it, but like, what's in their hand right now if not several red Elemental Blasts? Alright, that I don't care about. That was weird. Why would they do that? I guess they're setting up a dig or cruise, probably. Like, there's no reason to do that against a deck that plays Lavinia and Monastery Mentor. Alright, they tapped out of red mana. Now's my chance. Okay. Didn't quite find the land we were looking for. Plenty of Swords of Plowshares. Alright, 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 alright. Are we in business? Even have the mental misstep for Lightning Bolt or Plow. And here's the red blast I played around. Oh, they're gushing. Looking for red blast. Maybe they don't have it. I don't think they would have tapped their red if they actually had it. Force, pitching force. Yeah, alright. That was card and mana positive on that exchange. It just... I wish I had Dreadhorde Arcanist, though. Yeah, there's Dak. So drawing an untapped land to cast my deck would be pretty nice. Drawing a Pyroblast to kill their deck would also be nice. Okay, that counts. I guess I need blue mana to cast Activated. Don't daze me. Fuck. Punished by Mystic Sanctuary coming into play tapped. Now they can steal my Mox. And they're way ahead. Yeah, we're not winning this game. I guess if I draw exactly Mentor and they somehow don't have an answer. I'm gonna pay the extra mana to leave Ancestral in my graveyard. I just have so many things that care about that. I'm still playing around Flusterstorm. Red Blast is gonna get me regardless. Alright, I'm surprised any of that worked. Bottom, top. I do want to know what they're up to. That's worth 2 life for me. They did have the Fluster. They also had Force. Weird that they didn't I bottom that? I would have Force a Willed Treasure Cruise at this juncture. like for sure. Okay, there's that. So I'm gonna plow this in the end step, hopefully get that, bait that Flusterstorm. Right, they discarded the force. All right, finally cashed in one of these Swords to Plowshares. All right, we got another one. I am gonna Pyroblast Dak. I could wait to Pyroblast Dig, but I think Dak is gonna do more. Oh. Force Pitching Dig. Wow, they're all in on this Dak. Yeah, okay. I don't think they're gonna just emblem up here. It's too early. Oh, wow. I was wrong. They have a lot more stock in the Dak emblem than I do. Like, sure, our decks have Pyroblast in them, but also, like, what the hell? I think filtering your draws is probably just way better. Lightning Bolt targeting Dak. Okay. You got me. Prove me wrong. Not really, though. I'm still just killing the stack. That was pretty cool, though. Now I have to find Mentor. I have 5 minutes to find Mentor. I've somehow maneuvered into a spot where I'm ahead. All right, Lavinia counts as Mentor. So does Dreadhorde Arcanist. All right, so I need them to brick a draw step. All right, give me one turn with all of my idiots in play, and let's get to work. That Ancestral Recall I left in the graveyard is still sitting there. Planned for this situation exactly. Pyroblasting my Arcanist. This Dak emblem somehow actually good. Okay, that was great. I'm gonna put Snapcaster on top. I'm gonna play Narset. And then I'm gonna pass a turn. Like, they can't Arcanist because I have Lavinia. And if they draw another Lightning Bolt and bolt my Narset, that would be pretty annoying. So I'm gonna snap Ancestral. Or I'm gonna draw Snapcaster, minus Narset, see what happens, then snap Ancestral. Like, we're on the race to Mentor right now. 4 minutes to get this game over. I know I don't want Daze. I'll try to clear that off the top. Gush, excellent. Blue, blue. Start here. Snapcaster. Target Ancestral. Get in there. Yeah, I think if they spent one extra turn plussing Dak to filter their draws, they would have been better served. I mean, this Dak emblem has been about as good as possible. Like, they were hellbent when they used it, and then they managed to steal 2 permanents anyway. Right, dig through time, excellent. Get rid of this. Hold up Pyroblast. Attack. All right, we've got a plan. That's why we hold up Pyroblast, because they have top decked like 4 consecutive bangers. Welcome to Vintage. I want to minus Narset first. Found Dax. Shit, Mentor just went to the bottom. I'm going to have to shuffle to get that back in the mix. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Arcanist, Preordain. All right. Don't want that shit. Yes. All right. We've got it. All right. Sweet. Now it's time to find Time Walk. We've done the hard work. Now it's time to do the easy part. All right. They scooped it up. Wow. Remember when I thought I wasn't going to win that game for sure? That would be a good one to rewatch and like really analyze where that turned, what decisions I made that got ahead. Like, I don't think I just drew better over a 13 turn game of Vintage. Both of us drew over half our deck. I drew 2/3 of my deck. There were a lot of decisions we made. Somebody messed this up somewhere, and I think I redeemed my poor play from the last game. But nice, very nice game. Next match. All right, I'm on the draw with a miserably fair hand. I think I have to mulligan this. All right, this one's a keeper. This one plays, has some interaction. I'm gonna bottom Daze. Because this hand does require me to make some land drops. I was about to say, if there's shops, I'm gonna wish I had bottomed anything else. But all right, we might just be dead. All right, that's not bad. Wow, wish I had Daze in my hand. Oh, good. I've drawn the 3 full dead cards in my deck. Daze. All right, well, the good news is they played Ghost Quarter and not... Okay, cool. Good news is I can kill Lodestone Golem. They also played Ghost Quarter and not Wasteland, and I do have a basic island in the deck. So there is hope. Maybe. So they made their land drop and it wasn't a strip mine. So there's a possibility we cast Stack next turn. Like, it could happen. There are draws where that's possible. Oh, let's see how this goes. They have Golos. Yep, Daze. Okay, it's time to draw a land. An untapped land. Not Mystic Sanctuary, not Mox, not Lotus. I need an untapped land. Let's get this deck to work. Let's see if they just get Caracas. Oh, they got Wasteland. All right, it's now or never. Like, if Dak can steal Golos, I have a pretty big body in play that can start crunching in. I feel like getting Wasteland there might have been greedy, but I'm not an expert with that deck. Land? No! All right, I'm dead. I'm just going to concede. I don't need to keep playing this one. Bottoming that daze, just because I didn't know what I was playing against, was enough. Time for the sideboard to show up. I have all of these things. I'll board out every card that was in my hand last game because I drew all of the dead ones against Chops. That's what happens when you build for blue mirrors. It's a risk you take on. Okay, do I need all 4 plows against Golos stacks? They have less creatures. It's not like the other one, the Ravager shops. Though plow is better than lightning bolt at least. Because plow definitely answers a creature. Like if I'm gonna shave one of the possible creature answers, it's probably that one. Alright, let's do it. This is my deck. Yeah, knowing what you're playing against in Vintage is just worth a lot. Like the information, like the difference in that game. I mean, it might not matter because I would have dazed the Lodestone Golem and then just died to Golos. So it probably didn't matter, but still feels bad. This is a keeper. I'm gonna get the basic island to start, play around Wasteland where I can. There's a little bit of tension because my hand wants blue, white, and multiple red. But I still think just getting your mana under you first is the main priority. They went to 6. You love to see it. Though that barely matters in Vintage. A London Mulligan 6 in Vintage is still a scary thing. Basico, Islando. Alright, that's actually really good. Jump out ahead of the inevitable spheres and chalice. This tells them what they can revoker, but I think that's okay. I have several answers to revoker in hand. Alright, so they can Spyglass my Scalding Tarn, but I'm drawing Misty Rainforest and Volcanic Island are my next 2 draws, so that doesn't even matter. They might just proactively name Dak. Alright, yeah, they went for the Scalding Tarn. Sucker. So I think Snapcaster Ponder is better than just holding up, just naturally drawing the Volcanic Island next turn. Like I want to put damage on the board. I want to keep my velocity going. This is kind of dangerous because this is a lot of red cards and I only have the 1 red source. I am actually going to shuffle this. That might have been crazy, like just the Tundra might have been worth it on its own, but I don't know. Living in fear. So they do have Wasteland. Serpent. And Chalice. Alright. This is where we draw Black Lotus. Alright, dodged. Didn't draw our shitty Black Lotus. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to dig through time here. The cool thing about getting Wastelanded is it still feels dig through time. We're going to need a red source. The Shattering Spree is not helpful when I can't cast it. There's Golos. It's probably going to I guess they played pretty aggressively getting Wasteland last game, but they probably just want Caracas. Oh, wrong again. Red source maybe? Red source maybe? Oh, I'll take that non-red source too. Running out Mystic Sanctuary. We're not in a spot where we have the luxury of waiting to draw an island. If they do Wasteland or Strip Mine, that gives us Dig Through Time mana. And if they don't, we can untap and dig. So re-Golos. Yeah, re-Golos confirmed. Now is the time to get Caracas. I'm just so obsessed with the Golos plus Caracas interaction. Like you search up Caracas, then you protect Golos from removal while ramping more lands out of your deck. Like that's just so cool. They're on a different plan though. That's not what they're interested in. So I can dig through time this turn. Oh, even better. So now I can dig through time for minimum pain. I drew a red source. Oh, Monastery Mentor, hello. I think I want this Mentor. Yeah, I'm gonna get Mentor and Brainstorm. Then, if I pass the turn with this Golos in play, what happens? I don't know. I could just kill Golos and plan for the future. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll just play it safe. Kill Golos. Attack for 2. I have my Mentor plus Brainstorm set up for next turn. Like, if I was sure that I would untap with red mana, I would have played Mentor this turn. But that is not a guarantee against shops. Karn. Oh, okay. So they can get Mycosynth Lattice and then I lose? I guess I can still Brainstorm into a Force. Oh, they're getting Worm Coil Engine. I have maximum Swords to Plowshares in my deck, so I'm actually okay with that. I mean, I'm not okay with it, but I'm not dead to it. Oh, days. That would have been nice last turn. So I think I have to Brainstorm first. I don't have the luxury here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's actually really good. Get rid of this Scalding Tarn. All right, we're slowing down a bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, yeah, they can't cast Mycosynth Lattice this turn. And they still have this Karn active. All right, multiple Worm Coil Engines is the plan. Fuck Mycosynth Lattice, who needs it? Time for Monastery Mentor to show up. The opponent will be at roughly a Hegelian life. Oh, is this also Stone Coil Serpent? Yuck. All right. Our work's cut out for us. Time for Shattering Spree, I guess. Yeah, I'll just absorb damage here. They're gonna gain so much life along the way on this adventure that I don't think it's gonna matter. Oh, Force of Will, welcome to the party. So I can leave up white. Yeah, I think I need to leave up red-white. Maximize my Swords to Plowshares equity here. Got there. All right, that's one. One down. Karn has to plus this turn. Probably just pick off Mox, though I guess they could attack with Spyglass if they want to. So this is the third plow, and I only play 4. I'll get rid of the one that tramples. And I'll take my damage here. Because Mentor can start blocking next turn. Oh no, do you have another fucking Stonecoil Serpent? Bad times. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna need Shattering Spree. Alright, Polluted Delta is nope, they wasted Volcanic Island. Shattering Spree. Ancestral Recall and Swords to Plowshares. Which of these is actually better? I guess Plow, unfortunately. Yeah, so if I Plow, maybe I'm supposed to Ancestral. Like, I'm trying to play to win, not to just not lose. And I think Ancestral is the play to win play. Like, I have a shuffle here. I can get that Plow back into the mix. Because if I just keep Plow and get rid of Ancestral, then I'm dead to Stonecoil Serpent. Alright, so this kills Karn. My monks can block the Worm Coils. And I have Force of Will up. So now it's a race of 12 lifelink versus Monastery Mentor. I really want to draw like Gush. That would send this into overdrive. Kind of hoping they do have a spell worth countering. Yeah, like I'm gonna point my force at basically anything just to get a monk into play. Oh no, did they bait me? They had the, oh god damn it. I got baited. I don't think I could win with a sphere in play anyway, because I need my turns to be, oh yuck. Okay, yeah, this is bad. I'm gonna let this monk die. I'm gonna keep Mentor. And I'm gonna keep Lavinia. And I have to draw something. I have to chain a bunch of cantrips together right now. That's not it. Alright, I am dead. So if I let Sphere resolve and force, then I can block. I can chump one more turn and Tabernacle's not in play. Then I'm dead on the following turn. Alright, yeah, that was... we just got to the... So when you play against shops with a blue deck, you end up in this like mid-game situation where they have a bunch of mana and a small number of cards in hand, and you just have to hope they're not all insane. And My opponent did run like Stonecoil Serpent into Bait Spell plus Golos off of like a 2-card hand. And that's fine. Their deck's full of bangers. That's why they do that. Karn was insane. Just chunking out these Wormcoil engines. Really good stuff. Yeah, that was a great game. Golos Shops is good. On to the finals. Let's see if we can end up with a positive record here. I will say I've really missed land destruction, like Wasteland and Strip Mine, compared to the Rug version. So that has not felt good playing against the non-PO decks. Like this version, when we played against PO, was just like smooth butter. That match was not close, but all of these other ones where my opponent just gets to accumulate mana and resources with impunity, I'm not a big fan of that. All right, on the play in the final round, I'm going to keep this hand. This is a totally fine Xerox hand. I get to play around Wasteland with a fetch land. I have Force of Will with multiple blue options to pitch, depending on what the matchup looks like. And I have 2/2 drops to choose from, also depending on what the matchup looks like. Opponent's on 6. It's a blue deck of some variety. Against blue decks of some variety, I'm going to go with Lavinia. Alright, she's just in there. I wonder if they don't have an answer or they don't care. Sure. Yeah, that does give them an extra land drop to push farther out from under Lavinia. Monastery Mentor. No. So they can't force back. Nice. Alright, their Mentor's in the graveyard. That's a relief. So I'm going to play Dreadhorde Arcanist, and I'm going to play my Mystic Sanctuary tapped. I think there might be a reasonable argument not to do that, but Dak and Narset and Monastery Mentor off the top, just not being able to cast them, I don't like that idea. Hopefully they don't cast anything I have to force. Alright, do I have to force this? I could force this. No, I think that getting the extra hit off Brainstorm with Dreadhorde Arcanist is just worth more than Force of Willing this Dak right now. I have creatures in play that can pressure Dak. I have my actual card advantage engine compared to their card selection engine. And this Brainstorm could get me set up to get more cantrips going with the Arcanist. Like a 1/3 trample is not a good card on its own. It does need some help. Alright, speaking of help, there's Dak. So I can put back Mox and Force. So I can attack and Brainstorm the Force back into my hand. I'm going to fetch. I actually want to see some fresh ones off Brainstorm. Attack Dak, cast Brainstorm. Those cards are all bad. So I'm going to stick my own Dak here. They can't force, and I have Daze for a Red Blast. And my Dak's just going to draw and discard those. Oh, I could steal their Mox, actually. That's probably better. Boom. Even get to pick up Mystic Sanctuary with that Daze. Oh, that's dirty. So do I want the Mox, or do I just want to... I think I want to get forward in my deck here. Don't want those plows. And even if I do end up needing them, like if they just go like Bayou Leovold or like Trop Leovold this turn or like some shit, I still have Dreadhorde Arcanist that can cast a plow. Alright, I might also just lose here. If they are like a breach deck. Narset, that sucks. Time to find Red Blast. So Dak plus Narset set up this, oh, okay, I guess they didn't actually search for the Merchant Scroll. But yeah, Dak plus Narset sets up this like mid-game engine where they can plus me with Dak, and I have to draw and then draw 1 and discard 2. I'm gonna attack Narset, so if they want to activate her again, they're gonna lose her. Yeah, there's that. That's why you discard Merchant Scroll, because you already have your Ancestral. Oh, now they're doing the thing. We were off to a good start, but they found the way out. Yeah, if we had drawn Red Blast last turn and Arcanist could kill both these Planeswalkers, we would have been pretty good. Lightning Bolt also would have killed both these Planeswalkers last turn. Drawing a cantrip wouldn't have helped because they have Narset. Drawing a blue card instead of Mystic Sanctuary could have fought over the Ancestral. This looks like a dig or cruise. Yep, dig. Yeah, so here we see it once again in the Xerox mirror where like nickel and diming with small ball shit, and then someone just busts open with Narset into Merchant Scroll, Ancestral Recall, Mystic Sanctuary, and now the game is not close. That could have broken either way, but they had the sweet cards first. Like I had to work through these 2 Swords to Plowshares, and just all of their cards have been good. That's cost of putting cards in your deck. I could preordain just to scry. I think I just concede. Like, I'll save some time here. So they're 4 color. It looks base Grixis, but they also had Mentor. Pyroblast and Bolt come in. I'm not sure if I want more plows. I barely wanted the ones I had last game. So Force of Negation can exit. Yeah, I think this is all I'm gonna do. I'll just fight that Pyroblast fight again. We've seen it a few times already. This hand sucks. This hand's good. Tough choice what to bottom though. I'm definitely keeping all of my mana sources. I guess I think it's Pyroblast that goes to the bottom. I'm gonna lead on Lavinia. Like, you don't turn 1 Lavinia and not cast it. Just put the opponent to the test. And then next turn I can preordain plus Dreadhorde Arcanist. And the Arcanist has the preordain as food lined up. The reason I bottomed Pyroblast is because Pyroblast and Arcanist aren't in engine together, and I'm more likely to be able to like preordain into more Pyroblast type effects than like it's important to get the cantrip train rolling, and keeping Pyroblast doesn't do that. Alright, looks like we're getting at least 1 turn here with Lavinia in play. They top-bottomed preordain. Ooh, Dak when they can't answer it. That's also pretty good. I'll just target myself. Probably. Alright, I'm gonna discard preordain. Oh, can I discard? I'm actually gonna discard the Dreadhorde Arcanist because Daze plus Lavinia should keep them playing pretty fair, and then if I scroll for Ancestral and they can't fight over that, I'm gonna just run away. Sprite Dragon. Do I even care? I don't think so. Like, that's not the fight I want to fight. And they're going face. They're ignoring Dak Faden entirely. Scroll, Ancestral Recall, Ancestral Recall. Land, Dak myself. There's something that kills Sprite Dragon. I'm gonna discard Force. I'm actually just gonna discard both forces. Because Pyroblast, like, Daze is pretty close to Force of Will in the conditions that they're in right now. Alright, so they can get their Pyroblast. I have Mental Misstep for that. And I have Pyroblast for their Dragon. Destroying my Lavinia. Still attacking me. Let's make this thing dead. Now we're ahead. Let's try to stay there. Find a cantrip. Alright, I'm into this. I'm gonna discard Daze and Pyroblast. Fluster Pyroblast should protect me from most stuff. And then Dreadhorde Arcanist will go ham next turn. My opponent's probably over there like, oh my god, they discarded Pyroblast. Like, if you're discarding Pyroblast in a blue mirror, your hand has to be fucking juicy. Monastery Mentor is a card that could get me here. So having Pyroblast lined up, plus Dreadhorde Arcanist to play another one, Dak Emblem is pretty exciting. Like, I kind of hope they do jam Mentor here. and I'll just steal it. Demonic Tutor. I will continue my plan of counter what they get and leave them with let their tutor resolve. Like, they're probably getting Pyroblast to answer one of these things, maybe Lightning Bolt to kill Arcanist, because this Ancestral's coming out of my graveyard this turn, and they're not going to win if that happens. Yeah, I suspect they're getting an answer to Arcanist. Oh no. Prove me wrong. Do I want to fight over that? I don't think that I do. Alright, I'm gonna let Lavinia die. Controversial, I know. But I think this Flusterstorm will be put to better use. Oh. That card's still in my deck? Is that supposed to still be in my deck? So I'm gonna Ancestral first and foremost. Alright, yeah, that's all good. Attack myself, I can get rid of the Shattering Spree. That's an easy one. Shattering Spree and I guess this fetch land probably. Then next turn I can Dack Emblem and Pyroblast 3 of their 4 lands. Unless they do something more interesting. I guess they could just Pyroblast Dack. If they start their turn by Pyroblasting Dack, I don't have enough to fluster it. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can't even like Bolt Fluster it. Underworld Breach. Oh, that's what you're doing. Alright, I probably lose now. So if I had emblemed Dack, I could Pyroblast Underworld Breach and just gain control of it. Yeah, there's a good chance I just lose this game now. If they have the Lotus, or if this is a value breach. So 1, 2, 3, all targeting themselves. I guess I fluster here, or I bolt and fluster. No, the bolt doesn't matter. All right, let's hope this is good enough. They can pay for one of these if they care. Like, unless their hand is Black Lotus. All right, they didn't pay at all. So the hand must be Black Lotus. They did Demonic Tutor. All right, just casting Ponder out of the graveyard. Yeah, I'm I'm interested in just shutting this shit down. I'm not getting cute. Is your last card Black Lotus or not? Alright, good. Dodged. Alright, Breach is gone. Greatest Thief in the Multiverse. I would like your red mana, please. And I'm going to use Pyroblast as a spell first, but if they cast another Breach, I can steal it and then cash it out of my graveyard. But they would need red mana to even get that far. Alright, packed it up. That was lucky. The Breach turn could have been a lot worse, so what do I do against Breach? I guess Ravenous Trap, probably. Just have to respect their graveyard. Or I just need my Force of Wills and Negation, because I can't rely on Fluster and Red Blast to get the job done. So I cut my Lightning Bolts for those two spells. Is that all there is to it? Do I want a Ravenous Trap? I probably do want some number of these. I don't want to max out. Alright, less days, less plow. Oh shit. I forgot to cut the Shattering Spree again. Fucking Magic Online. Didn't let me undo it. Yeah, Shattering Spree should be out of my deck. Alright, what does this hand do? I can hardcast Gush on turn 1. I don't think this is a keep. That's definitely not. That is. Alright, Shattering Spree, get out. And Ravenous Trap, I'll find you later. So I can cast Dak with Flusterstorm back up on turn 1. Sprite Dargon. Alright, so I have to make blue with the Lotus to get the backup that I want. So that means my land has to make red. And I think plus is better than minus here. Alright, so days might matter. Discard the Tundra for sure. And I guess the Flusterstorm. Like days actually plays here. The other ones don't. Not finding a cantrip to use my blue there was really rough. Like that's the high velocity you want. Yeah, I might just lose to the Sprite Dragon. I cut one of my plows and my bolts. It's up to Pyroblast basically. Yeah, if they can get this thing up to 4/4 this turn and kill Dak, I am fucked. Yeah, they're just ignoring Dak though. So a bold strategy. See if it pays off for them. Alright, Ravenous Trap is out of here, and I guess it is days. So we're in the business of finding an answer to Sprite Dragon, and then after that we have to not die to Breach. No sweat. Alright, see you later, Dak. You did your job though, you found the Swords to Plowshares. Thank you for your service. Alright, so I'm gonna plow in their turn so I can force Bummer. So I can pay 1 and force. This line is so dead too, like everything though. But I think I am dead if I don't do this. Now they can just casually Pyroblast. Or not? Did that actually work? Oh, that's a relief. Oh good, they had Ancestral Recall. I just spewed my whole hand to answer your 2-drop, and you had Ancestral Recall. And a repeat 2-drop. Stop. I think I need to get Dreadhorde Arcanist into play. It's not doing anything in my hand. I think they will spend counter magic on this if they have it. Oh, just get back Ancestral Recall. That works too. Fair play. Daze, you monster. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're becoming dead to their Xerox plan. That's what's great about the Breach deck. Like, they get to just be Xerox, but also threaten a combo all the time. Oh, good. They have Narset also. And Time Walk. And mana. Alright, yeah, I'm just dead. Alright, yeah, we got beat. That deck was very well suited against my deck. 2 and 3 with Jeskai. Like I said when we were playing, I really missed the land disruption. Like the idea that all of my opponent's resources, once they're drawn, they just get to stay in play. I don't like that. I want to be pressuring all of their aspects. So I don't know if I would consider this version of the deck seriously. Just not super into it. It did not do the things that the other versions are doing, like Bug, Rug, and 4-color are all doing more exciting things than this. Also, if I was going to play Jeskai, I probably just want the Breach package in it. Like that, we saw how powerful that was. Just having to sideboard weirdly. Like, how many Ravenous Traps did I brainstorm away or discard to Dak while we were just dying to Sprite Dragon? So having that sort of pincer maneuver where your opponent has to respect 2 things, that's pretty serious game. So I'm off Jeskai. I know other people like it. A lot of people I trust and respect in this game are on Jeskai these days, so it's powerful. It's just not what I'm looking for in this sort of deck. Thanks for watching. See you in Eternal Weekend. This will be the last video I get out before then because it starts in about 14 hours. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.